Hello and welcome back to Crafty Mom Creations. I'm Melissa, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. So, being the Christmas season, I have been picking up stuff for the kids, of course, and we were talking about kind of what decorations we have on our tree, and we decided that there's a lot of older decorations that the kids did when they were really little, like there's a lot. So we decided that this year we were going to get some new stuff to make for the tree, and we went into the dollar store and I found this. So it's a make your own crochet garland, and I've wanted to make this before because I've seen the pattern before by another creator. I will look that up for you. But I saw this. It was $4 at the Dollarama in Canada, and I was curious because I did get crochet kits for two of my boys last year because they were into it at the time. And one was absolutely fantastic. I did a couple with him. And the other one was not so great. The patterns didn't work. There wasn't enough yarn, enough stuffing. It didn't work out. So today we are going to do this and see how it works out. So I am going to start with unboxing it with you. So here we go. So my apologies that not only is my desk a little messy, but it's dark. It's 20 after 8 right now, and my husband is working nights the last 4 weeks. So filming during the day, I've been trying to be quiet and not make too much noise. And even though filming doesn't really make a whole lot of noise, I didn't want to disturb him. So it's by Crafts. I'm not sure what it's like in the States or anywhere else for that matter where Dollarama is, but this is a pretty normal company that provides stuff to the Dollarama. So I'm already seeing some differences here. So I'm wondering if these ones here are slightly different count than these bigger ones here. So light bulb size is 4 centimeters. That's pretty small. All right, so 7 colorful yarns, a crochet hook. Oh, we'll have to test the crochet hook and see how that does. Plastic needle and a bag of cotton. All right, let's open this up. Oh, I should show you the back. It actually shows you what's going on here. So the hook looks plastic, some stuffing, yarn. Yellow one kind of looks like there isn't as much. Gray definitely has some more. Green doesn't look like it has too much, but we'll see because it can be deceiving the way it's... Oh. Okay. That's the yarn. The stuffing. Instructions. And that's it. Box is empty. Okay, so there's the hook and the needle, the stuffing. I just want to kind of feel it. Oh, it's very, it's a lot harsher than polyfill. That's all right. All right. Let's see what these instructions look like. Well, it starts off and says, before knitting, learn some basic knowledge for knitting. It says crochet garland on the box. Okay, so an interesting start. Pretty basic information here. Crochet for light. Okay, so it has a simple diagram here. I can read diagrams, so that's not a big deal because that's all there is, it looks like. Interesting. The rope is going to be 250 chain stitches. So we are going to actually be working off this diagram, so that'll be interesting. But then down here it says crochet. That's interesting. All right, let's get started. Okay, first thoughts, the yarn, this is flimsy, and it has like a ball on the end. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. The hook actually looks like it should glow in the dark. It doesn't feel too bad. It's actually not very scratchy. It actually kind of reminds me of milk cotton. It reminds me of milk cotton. So let's start with green. Wondering if I should ball this up or is it gonna get messy on me. So round 1 is going to be 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull that. I guess it didn't come with a stitch marker. I'm sure I have one here. There we go. My M&M stitch marker, since it's my favorite candy, and my initials. So round 2 is going to be 6 plus 6, it says. Looking at the like I'll pull up another diagram for you to show you, because these are not, like, I'm assuming these are increases, but this is not normal for a diagram. This is not the symbol for an increase. So over here, stitch point says 6, and then 6 plus 6. And then 12, and then this one. Okay, 4 and 5 are 12, so they didn't even put those in. This, I guess they're using as a repeat round, these little dots. Honestly, if you were not a crocheter and had absolutely no experience, this would be very, very difficult. Oh, it's a reduction stitch and addition. I see, I didn't even look at that. Additional stitch. So it is an increase. Means you repeat the short stitch twice. It's not a short stitch, it's a single crochet. I don't know who wrote this, but like this last one doesn't even have any English in whatever it's explaining. I would love, actually, let me say that I have never crocheted anything by myself without my kids involved from a kit. So this is my first experience with a kit, and probably shouldn't have started with something from the dollar store. However, we can get through this. We can get through this. Okay, so that there, this here, and we're just going to increase in every stitch. Pretty simple. Let me know down in the comments if you have ever done any crocheting from a kit. The yarn is kind of splitty. The hook is awful. It's kind of slippery. It doesn't even have a size on it. I'm gonna guess it's, I want to say a 4.5 maybe. What's this one? This one's a 4. And this one is actually bigger. So I don't think it's a 5. Now I'm curious, because I think here's a 5. I think that's pretty close. I think it's a 5, and I think it's too big for this yarn. I have been using some milk cotton. I'll show you. As soon as I find it, it's in this mess over here. Oh, there it is. There it is. So this is milk cotton. If you're local to me, they opened this store called the Panda Mart in Toronto, and we went and checked it out, and they had this yarn, and they were only $2 a ball. And I did start working on something with it. It's not too bad. It's a little bit splitty, but it feels and looks the same. And since this has no like brand name or anything on it, no hook information, no needle sizes, I'm assuming that they're from the same place. And I've been using like a 2.5 millimeter hook with that yarn. However, I am doing a doll with it for my daughter, so I did want the stitches very, very tight, but I think this is too big. I think there's going to be some very big gaping holes, but let's keep going. Okay, I'm just looking at this and looking at this, and maybe I should have taken a better look at this paper. And maybe read over this a little bit more, because I think I'm supposed to start with the gray and do the top first, so it's working this way down, but it doesn't tell me where to change colors. Like if I'm missing something, please in the comments let me know. If I miss something that you're seeing that I'm not. Crochet the light by following the instructions of step 1, then fill the stuffing before closing. After finishing the light, hide the end of the yarn at the top of the crochet hook. Or sorry, by the crochet hook, then hang the light with the rope. Okay. So I think we start at the bottom, or sorry, at the top of the light, and work our way to the tip of the light. So I think I need to restart this with the gray. Okay, so this is a really good example of always read over the pattern first. And I do that a lot, where I will jump right in, not paying attention, not looking at what the special stitches are, and then I have to scroll through trying to find out where they explained what the stitch was or how to create the stitch. I'm really bad at that. Does anybody else do that? And the gauge swatch, forget it. That's I don't do that either. Although I really should. Okay, let's try this again. Still gonna run into the same problem that this hook is way too big. And don't mind my nails. My daughters painted my nails there last week, and I took the nail polish off today, and I guess because it was like cheap kitty nail polish, it yellowed my nails in spots. And I caught my finger in the dryer door yesterday while I was doing laundry and ripped half my nail off, so I had to take the nail polish off. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one. I don't know if I want to do the whole thing with the hook and all that, or if I actually want this to work out and I'm going to have to modify in some spots and use a smaller hook for sure. Because I am splitting this like crazy. I don't like the this tapered end anyway. My hooks are all, well, they're not, it just feels like this one is much wider than what I'm normally using. Although I don't use this hook very often. Of course, I can't find any of the other ones I've been using lately. They're here somewhere. Okay, let's get this round done. Stop yakking away. So 3 I wonder if 3 is written as 12 and then 4 and 5 are written as 12, but they're not 3, 4, and 5, like round 3 through 5. Maybe I need to change colors here. Like at the end of this round, change colors. I think that's what I'm going to do. See how that works out. So do one in gray. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna look at the box. I'm gonna take a look at these. It's really blurry, but 1, 2, 3, 4. And then round 6 is an increase round. So I'm wondering if I do those two, because these look longer than what I have here. Okay, this is gonna take some trial and error, I think. Okay, so now we're gonna switch up the color here. Go back to that green we had. All right, so I've gone as far as I can go because I have run out of yarn. That's it, no more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this apart and I am going to try a smaller hook. I'm sure I have one here somewhere in my little toolbox. I'm going to try a smaller hook and see if that helps any, because there's some pretty good holes in there. It's not awful, but it's not good either. So, time to frog. And will I have your attention? I have been working on Christmas bulbs. Aren't they cute? I'm not following a pattern. I'm just kind of winging it. Let me know if you want me to write up the patterns though. They're really simple. And these balls, I got them at the Dollar Tree. And of course, there's no information on the tag about what size they are. I'm sure if I write up the pattern, I will measure them. And I also finished this one for a customer. I have to send this out for tomorrow. So I finished her. And oh, please don't fall over. You saw that I released my rocket ship pattern the other day. There is a tutorial on the channel. I started on what is this? An astronaut. I'm also working on another one that will stand, or at least be in a standing position. It'd start the first leg. I'm going to add in some color changes. I'm really working on doing stuff for boys right now because of course I have 3 boys and it's important for my markets especially to have stuff for boys and girls. So that is what I've been working on. the astronaut, I did the cow, and now I'm doing this, and now I need to finish frogging. And I did run into everybody's favorite issue, a factory knot. I kind of assumed that I was either going to run out of yarn or this was going to be so bad that I would have to take it apart anyway. So I just kind of crocheted around it. So there's the green. And we'll do the gray. So I assumed that this hook was a 5. So I'm just going to move my spaceman here. He can sit over there. And I'm going to go through my toolbox here. Right. I don't know what just happened with this thing. I think I fixed it. So my toolbox. Inside my toolbox, I have hooks and all kinds of other fun stuff. My bracelet's in there. This is a 2. This might be a little small. Let's just give it a quick try here. I mean, it splits. I think as long as I'm careful, it will work. But I want a 2.5. There's a 2.5 I can use. Slide that back in. Oh, what a mess. Oh, I forgot to put my mic on. Hopefully you heard all that, but not all of it. Okay, let's try this once more with feeling. I should have measured that before I took it apart because it says on the box that it's 4.5 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. So I probably should have measured that right quick. All right, I am going to do this and I will be back and I'll let you know how it goes. So I'm just about done here. I have one more decrease round to do and then one row of single crochets, and I don't have a whole lot of yarn left, but at least this time I am much closer to finishing it than with the other hook. So I am gonna start stuffing it because that hole's getting a little bit teeny tiny. I want to make sure I get right up in there in that top piece of the... Okay, so this hook, the best thing it's done so far is actually help me stuff this thing at the end. And we had enough yarn. Now, I kind of want to try this silly little needle. Caught everything with it.
All right, there we go. That was a defect in the yarn, fortunately. But there's the first one done. So we changed the hook size to a 2.5 from like a 5, 4.5 maybe. I am gonna go finish up the rest of them now that I kind of deciphered what I'm doing, and I will show you when I'm done.
All right, so I have kind of finished. I think I've gone as far as I can possibly go. So I did finish 2 of them. They're kind of cute. I think I'm going to put a little bit of yarn on there and hang them on my tree. However, after completing this one, I did the orange one. And as you can see, there was not enough yarn. My kids said it looked like a little pumpkin. They're definitely right there. It looks like a pumpkin. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just one. No, there was another one as well that didn't have enough yarn to finish. And I remember saying from the box that the orange one and the red one looked a little bit smaller, but it's actually the orange and the pink right now anyway that weren't long enough or didn't have enough yarn. I still have the blue and the yellow here to finish, and I honestly don't think I'm gonna finish it. Like, I am so unimpressed right now. It's ridiculous. I know it was only $4 and it's from the dollar store and it's cheap. However, I feel robbed. And yeah, I feel robbed. Like, I expected a low tier pattern. I expected cheap yarn, cheap hook, cheap needle that it came with, cheap cotton. Like, I expected all that to be cheap. I did not expect for there not to be enough yarn. And I sized down the hook from whatever that was. I think it was a 4.5 to a 5. We kind of figured that out. And I sized down to a 2.5. And my stitches were tight. Like, my finger is actually kind of sore from doing this as tight as I possibly could. And I still did not have enough yarn. So, all that being said, would I buy another crochet kit from the dollar store? Maybe, for research purposes, not for something I'd want to make and keep. I would like to compare the Michaels craft or crochet kits to something that you would put together yourself, of course, just a pattern and purchasing your own yarn. I'd like to give that a try. So look for that from me coming up probably after Christmas, because my next video will be Christmas themed as well. That'll be a bit of a surprise for now. So, thoughts. I'm still stuck on feeling robbed, even of the $4. I mean, I can't even suggest this would be good for a kid to learn, because the pattern's awful. The directions don't make sense. They say knitting and then they switch to crochet terms. There's no actual terms of crochet in the pattern. So don't get frustrated. Don't buy these. Find somewhere else that has better quality, worth a little more than $4. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, that is all from me for now, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.